You know that person? The one who seems to walk through life with an invisible shield? Nothing rattles them. You could be having a stressful day. Someone could be rude to them in traffic, or a situation could go completely sideways, and they just stay calm. You've probably looked at someone like that and thought, how are they doing that? Are they just faking it? Or are they genuinely unaffected by things that make the rest of us want to scream? But here's the interesting part. Most of us have been taught that being bothered is a character flaw. We think we're being too sensitive, or that if we were just stronger, the words and actions of others wouldn't pierce our armor. What if I told you that the goal isn't to never feel anything at all, but rather to change how you relate to the noise around you? Maybe you're not too sensitive. Maybe your nervous system is just incredibly good at detecting when things feel off. That's not a weakness, it's a high-functioning internal radar. The problem isn't that you feel. The problem is that you haven't realized yet that you're the one holding the remote control to your own inner state. Think about your mind like a house. Most of the time, we treat our minds like a public space. We leave the front door wide open, letting anyone, a rude colleague, a critical family member, a passing stranger, walk in, move the furniture around, and leave their trash on the floor. We feel bothered because we've allowed their emotional energy to become our internal reality. Psychologists call this concept emotional reactivity. It's that split-second jump from them doing something to you feeling a surge of irritation or hurt. It happens so fast that it feels like the emotion just happened to you, like a sudden storm. But behavioral psychology shows us that there is a tiny, microscopic gap between an event and your reaction. That gap is your home. That gap is where your freedom lives. Most people don't realize that they don't have to jump into the storm. When someone is rude to you, your brain treats it like an incoming attack. Your heart rate spikes, your thoughts race, and suddenly you're in the middle of a conflict you didn't even choose. But imagine if you could watch that storm from the window of your house instead of being out in the rain. When someone says something unkind, they're showing you their world, not yours. They're projecting their own stress, their own insecurities, and their own bad day onto the canvas of your life. If you accept their projection, you're essentially agreeing to live in their messy world for a while. But here's where it gets surprising. You can choose to decline the invitation. It sounds simple, but it's incredibly hard to practice. The next time you feel that familiar heat of anger or annoyance rising in your chest, try this. Pause, just for one breath. Visualize that person as someone carrying a very heavy, very dusty backpack. They've been carrying it for years. They're tired, they're frustrated, and today they're just looking for someone to help them carry it. When they lash out, they're just trying to dump a little bit of that weight onto you. Do you really want to take that weight on? Maybe you've spent your whole life being the person who takes on everyone else's emotional baggage. You feel like if you just absorb it, you're being kind or you're keeping the peace. But all you're doing is setting yourself on fire to keep others warm. There's something most people don't realize about boundaries. They aren't meant to shut people out. They're meant to keep you in. They're like a filter. You can listen, you can show empathy, and you can understand where someone is coming from without letting their chaos become your own. You can be a window, not a sponge. A sponge absorbs everything. The good, the bad, the dirty water, the stress. A window lets the light in, but it keeps the harsh wind and the dust on the outside. When you become a window, you can see what's happening in front of you clearly, but you don't take it into your living room. Now, here's the twist. Sometimes the things that bother us most about other people are actually just mirrors. If someone's arrogance really gets under your skin, ask yourself, is there a part of me that's afraid of being arrogant? Or if someone's laziness triggers a rage in you, Could it be that you're working yourself into the ground and you're secretly jealous that they've given themselves permission to rest? It's uncomfortable to look at, but it's incredibly powerful. When you realize that your triggers are just pointing you toward the parts of yourself that need more attention, you stop looking at the other person as the enemy. You start looking at them as a teacher. And suddenly, they lose their power over you. Because you aren't fighting them anymore. You're just learning about yourself. But I know what you're thinking. What about the people who are genuinely harmful? What about the ones who are toxic? That's a fair point. There is a massive difference between being bothered by a rude waiter and dealing with someone who consistently disrespects your boundaries. Not being bothered doesn't mean being a doormat. In fact, the calmer you become, the clearer you can see when a relationship is no longer healthy for you. When you're constantly reacting, you're in survival mode. You're just fighting fires. But when you're calm, you can make decisions from a place of clarity. You can walk away from a toxic situation without needing to win the argument, because you know your own value doesn't depend on them agreeing with you. Think about a compass. A compass doesn't change its direction just because a storm hits it. It stays pointed at north because it's guided by something inside itself, not by the weather outside. You have a north. You have your values, your character, and your truth. When someone bothers you, it's just weather. It's temporary. It's fleeting. It will pass. Don't let the weather change your direction. If you've ever felt like your emotions were at the mercy of everyone around you, if you've spent your life feeling like you're constantly reacting to other people's drama, I want you to know that there is a version of you that is calm, centered, and completely unshakable. It's not about being cold. It's not about not caring. It's about realizing that you have a sanctuary inside you that is yours and yours alone to protect. Maybe you're not difficult for having boundaries. Maybe you're not too sensitive for needing space. Maybe you've just been holding the front door open for far too long, and it's finally time to reclaim your home. If this feels like you, if you've ever felt like you're constantly carrying other people's emotional weight, leave a comment and tell me, what's one thing you've been letting take up space in your house that you're ready to let go of today? We're all in this together, learning how to walk through the world without letting the world walk all over us. If you found something in this video that helped you see yourself in a new light, consider subscribing. There is so much more to uncover about how we can navigate our inner lives with a little more grace and a lot more peace. Take a deep breath. Notice the space between you and the noise outside. That space is yours. Stay there as long as you need. And remember, the next time someone tries to hand you their heavy backpack, you don't have to reach out and take it. You can just watch them walk by and keep walking in the direction that's true for you.